In the Lone Star State, you have one of your best chances to experience a Halloween paranormal thrill or possibly a ghostly encounter. Texas has a rich cultural legacy, a long and varied history, and spectacular natural beauty. But it is also one of the most haunted states in the United States. So today, we will take you to the top 10 most haunted places in Texas. From frightening hotels loaded with touristic junk to historic locations brimming with bizarre sightings. These 10 haunted destinations have horrifying histories that parallel the demons said to haunt them. Watch till the end so you don't miss out on the most haunted place. So without any further delay, let's go bust some ghosts. Number 10. Animal Industries Building. This haunted place is located not in an abandoned place or forest, but it is right in the center of a dense city and part of a college. What can we say? This is a really haunted story about a butcher. In November 1959, Roy Sims, the supervisor of the university's meat locker, was slicing some item. According to the story, as he was self-cutting, the knife slipped and injured his leg, severing his major artery and causing a significant hemorrhage. He tried to crawl to safety when his assistant left for a time, but when they returned, they discovered him bleeding near the elevator. Sims was tragically killed there. Both students and professors have reported hearing shrieks and other odd noises coming from the building since the horrible event. And to make matters worse, other people have mentioned hearing swift disappearing footsteps and an elevator that was running all day long with no one inside. Number 9. La Carafe. Houston's oldest bar, La Carafe, is housed in the city's oldest commercial edifice. Some bars have a distinctive inebriated appeal that draws customers in and keeps the wine flowing. La Carafe's notoriety, however, comes with its infamous ghost sightings and its building's architectural homage to the French Quarter. It began life as a bakery in 1860. The seasoned bar was both a drugstore and a hair salon before becoming La Carafe in the 1960s. La Carafe periodically has seances while maintaining a haunted ambiance lit by candles. According to bartenders, bottles have dropped and children have been heard upstairs. Some even think a retired manager is watching via the window. Number 8. Yorktown Memorial Hospital. The award was given to the long-abandoned Yorktown Memorial Hospital in Texas, which had formerly served as a rehabilitation center. Since its construction, almost 2,000 troubled people are claimed to have died within Yorktown Memorial's walls, and many of those patients' spirits are thought to remain there. According to the Victoria Advocate, Yorktown Memorial has hosted film crews from the Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures and served as the setting for the 2011 film Yorktown, which premiered in San Antonio. The home's owner now welcomes ghost hunts and property tours. Number 7. The Ghost Town of Terlingua. Terlingua was a mining town until 1910. For a while, the mine was successful due to technological advances and an increase in mercury demand caused by World War I. After the war, the mine's operations slowed and finally ended in the 1940s. It was almost a ghost town in the 1950s, with deserted buildings and abandoned mine shafts. Terlingua's fortunes began to improve in the later part of the 20th century. The town has become a popular tourist destination due to its appeal and closeness to the Big Bend National Park. The scariest part of the town is its cemetery. It is full of crooked crosses impaled in dry mud humps and crooked graves. It is strange to know that the number of dead outlives the number of alive people. People from all parts of the country come here to celebrate the Mexican festival of the Day of the Dead. The whole town has a different kind of vibe. Number 6. TheDriscoll Hotel. The magnificent corridors of the Austin Hotel are filled with rumors. A small girl who perished in 1887 after chasing her toy ball right over the edge is said to haunt the Driscoll's main stairway. The Driscolls staged a special party for the legislative session that year in 1887, and that was when everything started. The Senate met at the Driscolls since work on the Texas state capitol was still ongoing. The senator was conducting business throughout the event, so he handed his daughter a ball to keep her entertained. She made an attempt to grab it, but all she got to do was send herself flying down the stairs. Some people believe the young girl's death was caused by a broken neck at the foot of the stairs. Her ghost can be seen anywhere in the hotel, although she is most usually spotted near a fifth-floor artwork of a tiny girl holding flowers. Another claim is that the Driscoll Hotel Room 525 is where two heartbroken brides committed suicide on their honeymoons exactly 20 years apart. So, if you like to spend the night in the chills and horrors of a ghost child and sad brides, Driscoll Hotel is the place you should opt for. Number 5. Marfa Lights. Marfa is more than just a gorgeous remote art museum amid the desert with delicious food and drinks. It is also the site of an interesting phenomenon. The Marfa Lights, which may be seen in Marfa, Texas, is one of Texas's most renowned mysteries. The Marfa Lights have captivated Texans for years. Is it extraterrestrial aliens, the vengeful ghosts of the Spanish conquistadors, or something as harmless as car headlights reflecting in the atmosphere? Whatever the reasons, the yellow-orange spheres floating just above the desert vegetation close to US Route 67 continue to be a mystery. There are both contemporary and traditional hotels available for you to choose from if you wish to take in the beauty of the city for a few days before witnessing these lights. Number 4. USS Lexington. The Lexington Museum on the Bay has been labeled one of America's most haunted sites. The old World War II aircraft carrier possesses unexplained characteristics, such as ghost sensations and shadowy entities stalking the decks. This museum gets hundreds of reports of supernatural activity every year. A uniformed sailor escorting lost guests back to the platform and a sailor in the engine room teaching on the working of the turbines before disappearing into thin air are two of the most well-known encounters. Yep, these ghosts seem to have a really fun side. No one suffered a problem in any matter. Everybody seems to look fine. The rally problem with the trip is the look in my eyes. Number 3. Worley Hospital. Phoebe Worley came up with the concept for Worley Hospital because she thought the residents of Pampa ought to have access to a local hospital, rather than having to go to Amarillo. Before being forced to close in the 1970s owing to a lack of financing, the hospital treated patients from Pampa for many years. Since then, the gorgeous building has been empty, but for the odd trespasser, pigeon, and rodent occupants, you can see why this hospital was built if you take a careful look at the scene. The walls of this institution are covered in an extensive history and adventure. An excursion of young lads recently. The additional items, guys. They all then disappeared from the scene. Number 2. Hotel Galvez. Galveston used to be the most populated city in Texas and a booming economic hub with influence across the country. However, when horrifying natural disasters and other events tore through the coastal metropolis, the population started to decline. The Hotel Galvez attracted guests once the city was reconstructed. They gave it the name the Queen since it was so magnificent. The most well-known ghost in this story is Audra, a bride-to-be who slept in room 501 in the 1950s while her fiancé was at sea. After discovering that his ship had sunk and that everyone on board had died, she hanged herself in her chamber. In an unforeseen turn of events, her fiancé survived the accident and returned to the Galvez, only to find his fiancée dead. Visitors and employees have both reported feeling the lonely lover's presence. Those who have made it through the night on the 5th floor of the Hotel Galvez have described hearing doors slamming and footprints scurrying through deserted hallways, strange odors, and orb sightings. Do you still want to plan a spooky vacation to this hotel? Number 1. The Alamo. This Texas landmark is recognized as one of San Antonio's most terrifying sights, having seen the Battle of the Alamo, which resulted in hundreds of deaths. Since the Battle of the Alamo in 1836, the frequency of ghosts and other strange phenomena at the old mission has grown. The Alamo may seem like a straightforward option, but it is much more than just a place where elementary school children go on field trips. It's hardly surprising that some of the dead soldiers from the infamous siege of 1836 are still angry, since many of them were slain and their bodies dumped in mass graves. Many security personnel have reported hearing footsteps late at night and seeing a little child with golden hair strolling the gift shop. Tourists and employees reported having seen specter troops and heard rally shouts echo off the limestone walls. So that's a wrap on this video. Hope you liked it, and do let us know in the comments which of the stories made your bone chill. Hit the like button and the bell icon after subscribing for some more amazing content like this.